Assalamualaikum everyone, good morning. I'm good. So our today's session is all about the risk management. Let's quickly revise the risk management. Then we will solve its questions. मूवीज बंद कर दो भाई. अच्छा जी, let's start from the risk management. So first of all, foreign currency risk management. सबसे पहले, you should know about the basics. The number one basic thing is you should know about the purchasing power parity theory. So purchasing power parity theory is if you know the spot rate, अगर आपको spot rate पता है, and you know the inflation of two different countries, you can predict the future spot rate. 1 plus inflation of first currency. First currency कहते हैं जो न्यूमरेटर में होती है. The numerator currency is first currency. Divide by 1 plus inflation of second currency. It will be equal to the future spot rate. So if you know the spot rate, if you know the inflation of both countries or both currencies, you can predict the future spot rate. Idea is this purchasing power parity theory follows the law of one price. It follows the law of one price. मतलब law of one price का. Law of one price means if any item has a value of 1,000 rupee in Pakistan, the same item should have a same price in other country. If both don't have the same price, exchange rate will move in a way that prices will be set accordingly. For example, if McDonald's one burger has a price of 1,000 rupee in Pakistan, it should have a same price in America. But if in America, its price is equal to $4, that means our exchange rate will be equal to in such a way that if you have a 1,000 rupee, you can buy a burger here. Or if you have a 1,000 rupee, you can buy $4 and buy that burger in America. तो आप पाकिस्तान में खरीदें, आप बाहर खरीदें, you got the same price. This is purchasing power parity theory. If you have the spot rate, if you have two different inflation rates, you can predict the future spot rate. जाहिर है, if you want to buy a Big Mac, for example, in Pakistan, Big Mac price is 1,000. In America, Big Mac price is $4. Exchange rate will be set at a $250. If in Pakistan Big Mac moves to 1200, but in America it is still equal to $4, our exchange rate move in such a way that still the Big Mac price in both countries will same. So the impact of inflation will be absorbed by the exchange rate, that is purchasing power parity. You should remember this formula. Second, interest rate parity theory, that is equal to forward rate is equal to spot rate into 1 plus interest rate. This is interest rate of first currency divided by 1 plus interest rate of second currency. First currency means the numerator currency, second currency means the denominator currency. So if you have the spot rate, if you have the two different interest rates, you can predict the forward rate. Remember, this is the same forward rate which you can done with the bank, and it is the same forward rate at which you can do the agreement of buying currency or selling currency in future. ये वही forward rate है जिसके ऊपर तुम agreement करके currency future में बेच सकते हो या खरीद सकते हो. This is interest rate parity. So how the question will come in exam? Examiner आपको spot rate दे देगा. For example, spot rate is 1.50 dollar over pound. Examiner आपको interest rate दे देगा of the dollar and the pound. For example, 5%. For example, 3%. And examiner can ask you to calculate the forward rate. Maybe duration is 3 months. So you will have to multiply with 3 months. You have to calculate the forward rate. And it may be possible forward rate will be given, spot rate will be given, and one of the interest rate is missing. You have to calculate that interest rate. The question can be tested in this style. You should know that. Then you should know the types of foreign currency. Types of foreign currency. The number one risk is translation risk. Number two risk is economic risk. Number third is transaction risk. Transaction risk is all about related to the consolidation. If you have a foreign subsidiary and the foreign subsidiary currency is depreciating, for example, you have opened a subsidiary in Egypt, if you open a subsidiary in Turkey, if you have opened a subsidiary in Pakistan, all these economies have a depreciating currency. In सबकी currency devalue हो रही है, depreciate हो रही है. And your parent company is in, for example, your parent company is in USA. Your subsidiary is in Pakistan. So Pakistani currency is getting devalue. So what will happen? Whenever you combine the subsidiary asset with your asset, so subsidiary assets will start losing the value. वो ऐसा ऐसा गायब होना शुरू हो जाएगा. क्यों? पिछली दफा जब रुपए को आपने 100 रुपए पे कन्वर्ट किया था तो एक वैल्यू आई थी. अब 200 रुपए पे 250 रुपए पे कन्वर्ट करोगे उसकी वैल्यू कम होती जाएगी. तो ट्रांसलेशन रिस्क इज if you have a subsidiary in depreciating currency environment, slowly and gradually your subsidiary worth will start removing from the balance sheet actually. कैसे? If you have an asset of 1000 $100,000, 100,000 रुपी, और पाकिस्तान में एक्सचेंज रेट है जी 100 रुपी over dollar. So when you convert it this time, ये बना $1,000. In next year, Pakistani currency moves to 200 रुपी, तो ये आपके पास बन गया 500 रुपए, $500. And next time when Pakistani currency moves to 250 rupee per dollar, so slowly the subsidiary assets, once converted into dollar, it starts moving downward. That is translation risk. So what is the solution of translation risk? Solution of translation risk is you should open a subsidiary in appreciating currency environment so that overall impact can be cancelled. You should make a maximum borrowing in that particular country. अगर तुमने पाकिस्तान में एसेट लिए हैं तो लोन भी पाकिस्तानी करेंसी में लो, because if assets are decreasing in value, liability will also decrease in value. तो आपको benefit हो जाएगा, आपको benefit हो जाएगा यहाँ. Okay जी, what is economic risk? Economic risk is if your competitor currency starts devaluing, depreciating, so everybody will start buying from your competitor currency, competitors. Why? If the competitor currency is depreciating, competitor's product will become cheaper in the market. And everyone will start buying from the competitors. If your own currency becomes appreciating, your products will become expensive in the market. So दो बातें. In case of exports, if our own currency starts appreciating, if competitor currency starts depreciating, in both of the cases you will face loss. Why? If your own currency start appreciating, your products will become expensive in the market. Nobody will buy from you. If competitor currency start depreciating, competitor product will become cheaper in the market. Everybody will start buying from the competitor. Similarly, in the import side, if your currency start depreciating, your export will become expensive. So nobody can import. जिस तरह पाकिस्तानी की करेंसी अभी मूव होके 250 तक जा रही है ना, so Pakistani currency is continuously depreciating. What is the impact? Now it is very difficult to buy the imported stuff. Acha. And if you are not exporter or importer, you're not exporter or importer. In that case, if currency starts appreciating, if Pakistani currency start appreciating, what will happen? Everyone will import. Nobody will buy the local stuff because imported stuff will become cheaper. वो cheaper हो जाएगा. What is transaction risk? If currency moves adversely from transaction date to the settlement date, that risk is called the transaction risk. For example, you are doing the export, you are exporter. On contract date, you have sell $1 million products and you will receive the payment after 3 months. 3 महीने बाद तुमने payment receive करनी है. After 3 months, currently rate is, for example, 250 rupee per dollar. And after 3 months, when you will receive the payment, currency moved to 200 rupee per dollar. तो आपको नुकसान हो गया. That is called transaction risk. The day when you registered in financial management paper, pound rate was like 220 rupees. The day when you want to submit the fee, pound rate moved to 250 rupees. That risk is called transaction risk. For example, you want to import something and the exchange rate is 200 rupee. Okay. You order the product and supplier is saying pay after 1 month. After 1 month, when you pay that product, the rate moved to like 220 rupees. That risk is called transaction risk. Contract date और settlement date के बीच में अगर currency adversely move कर जाए, that risk is called transaction risk. Guys, give me 1 minute, please. Invoice in home currency, अपनी currency में invoice करें. Rest will be transferred to the other party. There will be no risk, like ACCA is invoicing in pound and ACCA is dealing like 200 country students. So all the rest is transferred to the students. Invoice in home currency. Matching inflows and outflows. Exports and imports. Whenever exports and imports are in same currency and at the same timing, you will match them, you will net them. Leading and lagging. Netting. Netting will only be possible in if you have different subsidiaries in different countries. For example, parent company is in USA. One subsidiary is in UK. One subsidiary in Pakistan. One subsidiary is in Dubai. One subsidiary is in Malaysia. So you will be dealing in 4 different currencies. So what you will do? Ultimately, all the impact of currencies will be transferred to the parent company. So in a group, some of the transaction will be in pound, some of the transaction will be in rupees, some of the transaction will be in AD, some of the transaction will be in Malaysian ringgit. Ringgit is the currency of Malaysia. So what you will do? you will convert all transactions in parent company. Convert all transactions in parent currency. And then settle these transactions with each other. Now, either you have to receive or pay to other party. अब आपकी एक ही ट्रांजैक्शन रह जाएगी, या तो आपने रिसीव करना होगा या आपने पे करना होगा नेट. तो लेट्स से in last 3 months we have 50 transactions with each other. So 50 transaction means in 50 different currencies. So what we have to do, convert all the transactions into dollars. Then some of the transactions will be receivable and some of the transactions will be payable. Net all the receivables and payable with each other. At the end, either you will be receiving some amount or you will be paying some amount. आपने या तो एक amount pay करनी होगी या receive करनी होगी, बस. That's it. So 50 transactions has been reduced to only 5 transactions. 5 companies या 5 transaction रह जाएंगी. या तो पांचों ने receive करना होगा या पांचों ने pay करना होगा. That's it. और कुछ नहीं होगा. The biggest advantage of netting is it will reduce the number of transactions to few. It will reduce the admin cost. आपको बाहर कहीं नहीं जाना पड़ेगा, आपकी ट्रांजैक्शन कम हो जाएगी. That is netting. It can only be tested in a theory. Okay, next is external hedging. Forward can be tested. Money market hedging can be tested. Future option currency swap. Forward and money market hedge will be tested as a numerically. Future can be tested as a theory. Option, currency swap, these all can be tested in a theory. So you should know what is forward. You should know the steps of money market hedge. Okay. Then you should know the comparison between forward and future. You should know the comparison between over the counter market and exchange traded market. So let me explain. I think forward and money market hedge तो सबको आता होगा, ऐसे ही. इसमें मसला है किसी को? ये तो बार बार पढ़ते हैं, इसके क्वेश्चन भी बार बार कर रहे होते हैं. Let's have a brief discussion on future option and currency swap. You have to remember few things about the future. Number 1 point is the exchange traded derivative. It has a standardized contract size. Standardized contract size. Fixed settlement dates. March, normally March, June, September, and December. Fixed settlement dates. You can only buy whole number of contracts. पॉइंट्स में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं बाय कर सकते, पूरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बाय करना होगा, होल नंबर ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. Tradable instruments, you can easily buy or sell this contract. No default risk. कोई default risk नहीं है. Because of margin requirement. Margin कहते हैं security को. Because of margin requirement. Gain loss will be calculated on daily basis. How to enter into a contract? If you want to buy currency, buy future. If you want to buy currency, buy future. If you want to sell currency, कौन सी currency? Contract currency की बात कर रहा हूं. If you want to sell contract currency, sell future. Currency तो दो होती है ना पेयर में. There will be two currencies in a pair. So which currency you are going to buy? If you want to buy contract currency, buy future. If you want to sell contract currency, sell future. Okay, what is option? Option is a right to buy, not the obligation. Right to buy, not an obligation. Right to buy. Call option is right to buy. Put option is right to sell. Here, in option, you have to pay the premium in advance. Without premium, you do not enter into option contract. And you have to pay the premium in advance. In option, you will not face the loss. The only loss is the premium which you have paid. If market becomes adverse, you can exercise the option. आप option use कर लेंगे. अगर market favorable हो गई, तो option छोड़कर आप market में चले जाएंगे. That's the beauty of the option contract. ठीक है. फिर नीचे आता है जी currency swaps. Swap का मतलब होता है exchange. The meaning of swap is exchange. So if you want to open a contract in America, you need dollars. Maybe it is difficult for you to directly borrow in dollars. Maybe it is expensive. Maybe the currency is not available. So the currency swap will help you. कैसे? You can borrow in rupees. Some other company will borrow in dollars and you can exchange your rupee against the dollar. तो करेंसी स्वैप का कॉन्सेप्ट है क्या? आप अपनी करेंसी में बोरो करें, दूसरी कंपनी अपनी करेंसी में बोरो करेगी, दोनों आपस में एक्सचेंज कर लें. दोनों आपस में एक्सचेंज कर लेंगे. फायदा, you can borrow at a much cheaper rate. फायदा, you can borrow even in that currency which is not directly available. That is currency swap. Okay. Here, guys, you also have to revise the interest rate derivatives. So that's the brief introduction of the chapter. Any question? अच्छा जी, कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं? ओके, that's great. Do you know, I have opened the study sport resources, then I have opened the financial management. It's a very important tab here. Examiner reports. Examiner reports. So let me open it one by one. This is March, June. Obviously, you guys know that risk management will not be tested in section C, right? ये तो आप सबको पता है ना? Risk management will only be tested in section A or B. तो ये जो this is the examiner report, it includes some MCQs so that you know that what kind of MCQs will be tested in the exam. Okay, this is the question. Example number 2, which of the following statement about and over the counter interest rate options are correct? Which of the following statement about and over the counter option are correct? It is agreement with a financial institution. It can be traded. An immediate premium is payable. It must be exercised. Over the counter interest rate option है. Over the counter ध्यान में रखिएगा. Please try to answer this, guys. It is an agreement with the financial institution. That is perfectly fine. Every derivative is an agreement. It can be traded. No, over the counter option will not be traded. And immediate premium is payable. Yes, option hai, immediate premium you have to pay. It must be exercised. No, option hai. It must be exercised. No. This is the answer. 1 and 3. So this has been tested in the exam. Okay. Any question? Okay, let me open the relevant MCQs. Okay, Ji. We have a question. Which two of the following statement concerning the interest rate risk management method of smoothing are true? Smoothing. Do you know what is smoothing? Guys, आपको आइडिया है what is smoothing? Smoothing is if you have a mixture of debt, floating rate debt and fixed rate debt. That is smoothing. थोड़ा floating rate debt ले लो, थोड़ा fixed rate debt ले लो. That is called the smoothing. So what will happen if interest rate increases? Your half portfolio interest will increase and half portfolio interest will not increase. And if interest rate decreases, your half portfolio interest cost will decrease and half will not decrease. So overall your risk will be balanced. That is smoothing. एक होता है matching. Matching is if your liabilities are in floating interest rate, you should hold your assets in a floating interest rates. Only the bank can do that because bank has a assets of interest bearing assets. अदरवाइज जो बाकी कंपनीज हैं उनके एसेट्स तो होते हैं प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट इक्विपमेंट, वो तो उनका इंटरेस्ट से ताल्लुक ही नहीं होता. मैचिंग होता है जब आप एसेट्स और लायबिलिटीज को आपस में मैच कर सकते, तो बैंक कर सकता है. स्मूथिंग होता है हाफ ऑफ द डेट इन फ्लोटिंग एंड हाफ ऑफ द डेट इन फिक्स. So which two of the following statement concerning the interest rate risk management method of smoothing are true? Debt portfolio will consist of a mixture of fixed and floating rate debt. पहला ठीक है. Interest payment will still increase if the interest rate rises. Yes, interest payment increase करेगी, और speed से नहीं करेगी. A and B are true. Investment with a fixed cash flow will be financed with a fixed rate debt. No, that is not smoothing. Full benefit will be obtained from a fall interest rate. No, half benefit will increase, will receive, because half of the debt will be fixed. वो तो उसका तो interest rate हिलेगा भी नहीं. The net effect will be an interest payment which is fixed overall. नहीं, overall fixed नहीं है, half fixed है. So the answer is A and B. A and B is the answer. Okay, next is Marigold Company is based in a country which uses the dollar as its home currency. Marigold Company has a wholly owned subsidiary based in a country which uses the M shilling as its currency. Subsidiary financial statements are prepared in MS. Due to economic uncertainty in both countries, an exchange loss of $100,000 is expected to occur after consolidating the result of subsidiary into Marigold. ये कौन सा risk है? What kind of risk is this? जो consolidation में आता है. What kind of risk is this? Translation. Okay, Marigold is expecting to receive a 300,000 M shilling from the subsidiary in 3 months' time, which wishes to protect against exchange rate movement. Spot rate is given, forward rate is given, money market rates are given. Which type of exchange rate risk would Marigold experience with a $100,000 loss in its consolidated financial statement? Translation risk. Excellent. Okay, और भी क्वेश्चन है इसके? If Marigold uses the forward market to hedge the MS receipt, what amount will be received? So आप forward use करना है आपने यहाँ पर. Company is expecting to receive 300,000 M shilling. And 3-month forward is this. You are receiving the amount. Divide तो करना है, किस रेट से divide करेंगे? Divide तो करना है at which rate we will use. higher. So what should be the answer? What should be the answer? Please tell me. Two 69662. Excellent. Okay, the next says match the appropriate value to the relevant target in order to reflect what amount Marigold company will borrow and deposit if it uses the money market to hedge the MS receipt. तो MS receipt आनी है 300,000 MS. बाहर से आने हैं पैसे. So your own currency is dollar, foreign currency is MS. If you're receiving the MS after 3 months time, it's a case of receipt. याद है जब बाहर से पैसे आ रहे होते हैं तो बोरो किस में करते हैं? So if you are receiving money after 3 months, in which currency we will borrow, MS or dollars? If we receive the MS in 3 months time, we will borrow in foreign currency. So MS borrowing rate is 4%. So divide it with 4%. Into 3/12. निकालें amount of borrowing. क्या आएगी? ना 297029. Please confirm. तो इसको उठाएंगे, इसके साथ मैच कर देंगे. If this is the answer. Okay, this is MS. Now convert it into home currency. 1.1250. Can I convert? क्या आता? So this is the amount which you will deposit. Which you will deposit. ठीक है? So it is the amount which you will deposit. Okay, Marigold company is now considering the use of an option to hedge the currency risk on the MS receipt. Its bank has offered an over-the-counter option with an exercise price of 1.1250. Which two of the following statements concerning the options are true? Option will be more expensive. अच्छा देख लेते हैं जी. Option पे आपको ये रेट मिला है. तो $300,000, 300,000 MS डिवाइड करें 1.1250 पे, क्या बनता है? ऑप्शन आपको मिला ना 1.1250 पे. Okay, what is the answer of forward? व्हाट वाज द आंसर ऑफ फॉरवर्ड? फॉरवर्ड का आंसर क्या था, कुछ याद है? 269 कुछ था ना? ये डिवाइड कर देना इसको. व्हाट वाज द आंसर ऑफ फॉरवर्ड? 269662. सो दिस इज नॉट गुड कंपेयर टू द फॉरवर्ड. फॉरवर्ड ज्यादा बेहतर है. और फिर इसको इसको वो डिपॉजिट भी करना है. मनी मार्केट का टोटल आंसर निकालें. 6% में डिपॉजिट करें जरा डॉलर्स को. व्हाट इज द फाइनल आंसर ऑफ द मनी मार्केट हेज? क्या आता है ये, प्लीज कैलकुलेट करें. टू सिक्स सेवन. So money market hedge and forward are better compared to the option. So which two of the following statement concerning the options are true? Option will be more expensive to set up compared with either the forward. Yes, this is true. This is true. Second question is, an imperfect hedge will result as the option will be for a standard amount. No, the over the counter option. This is not for the standard amount. Over the counter option में आपकी मर्जी की अमाउंट होती है. कौन से मार्केट के अंदर स्टैंडर्ड अमाउंट्स होती है? कौन से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में स्टैंडर्ड अमाउंट होती है? डू यू हैव द आइडिया? स्टैंडर्ड अमाउंट कौन से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में होती है? एक्सचेंज ट्रेडेड डेरिवेटिव्स. Standard amount will be in exchange traded derivatives. In over the counter option, there will be no standard amounts. Over the counter option में any amount can be hedged. So imperfect hedge will result as the option will be for a standard amount of currency and only a whole number of contracts may be used. No. Over the counter option में any amount can be hedged. So this is wrong. Third, if the dollar was to strengthen against the MS, Marigold company is likely to be worse off by using the option compared to either the forward contract or the money market. How the expenses, how the option is expensive? Dekho, but you are getting in forward 269,000. Receipt ka case hai. But you are getting in money market hedge 267,000. And what you are getting in the option, सबसे कम किस में मिल रहा है? तो ऑप्शन आपको महंगा ही पड़ेगा ना. Okay, next, third option. If the dollar was to strengthen against the MS, dollar was to strengthen means क्या है? अभी कितना है डॉलर? 1.12 M 1.1250 MS over dollar. If dollar was to strengthen का मतलब समझते हैं? डॉलर स्ट्रांग हो रहा है. That means currency should move to 1.1120. No. Opposite बोल दिया मैंने. 1.140. Like ऐसी randomly मैंने नंबर लिया. So अगर MS start devaluing, that means dollar will strong. यही है. So will you exercise the option? क्या ऑप्शन यूज करेंगे ऑप्शन 1.1250 पे? करंटली स्पॉट भी इसी पे 1.1250 पे, and if spot moves to like 1.140, तो आप स्पॉट में जाएंगे ऑप्शन यूज करेंगे? सोच के बताएं। 300,000 एमएस है आपके पास, डिवाइड करके देख लें, सबसे अच्छा तरीका डिवाइड करके देख लें। मार्केट में जाएंगे, if you go to the market you will get 1.14, if you go to the option you will still get 1.1250। ऑप्शन में जाएंगे या मार्केट में जाएंगे? बताएं। ऑप्शन में जाएंगे, ऑप्शन में जाएंगे, लेकिन पढ़े कुछ, लिखा कुछ और हुआ है। इफ द डॉलर वाज टू स्ट्रेंथन अगेंस्ट द एमएस, Marigold company is likely to be worse off by using the option। वो कहता है आपको ऑप्शन में नुकसान होगा कंपेयर टू द फॉरवर्ड एंड मनी मार्केट हेज। यस, ऑप्शन आपका नुकसान ही दे रहा है आपको फॉरवर्ड और मनी मार्केट हेज के कंपैरिजन। तो इफ यू यूज द ऑप्शन यू स्टिल बी वर्स ऑफ इन कंपैरिजन विद मनी मार्केट हेज और फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। आपको मनी मार्केट हेज और फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के कंपैरिजन में नुकसान है। ठीक है, आपको आप फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट यूज कर लेंगे, लेकिन सॉरी आप ऑप्शन यूज कर लेंगे, लेकिन ऑप्शन यूज करने में इन कंपैरिजन विद फॉरवर्ड एंड मनी मार्केट हेज आपको नुकसान। सी इज द आंसर। Last is using an option hedge will mean that Marigold company is obligated to exercise the option. No obligation. The right to exercise. The right to exercise. Last question. Marigold company is unsure whether to use a forward contract or a money market hedge and is comparing the relative advantage and disadvantage of the two. Which of the following statement is true? Forward contract has the advantage of being tailored price precisely to Marigold company requirement, but the money market hedge will be standardized. No, money market hedge भी standardized नहीं होता, गलत है ये। Forward contract will result in Marigold company receiving the dollar equivalent of MS receipt in 3 months time, whereas money market hedge will provide Marigold company with dollar receipt today। ये देखें, ये दोबारा पढ़ें जरा, ये वाला। मुझे तो सेकंड वाला ट्रू लग रहा है, प्लीज चेक करें। ट्रू है, इट इज ट्रू। कहता है फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विल रिजल्ट इन मैरीगोल्ड कंपनी रिसीविंग द डॉलर इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ एमएस रिसीट इन 3 months टाइम। फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में यू विल रिसीव द मनी आफ्टर 3 months, बट मनी मार्केट हैज में यू विल रिसीव द डॉलर नाउ। दैट इज ट्रू। So B is the answer. Acha, by the way, what is C? Forward contract will result in the effective rate of exchange being fixed, whereas the money market hedge will allow Marigold company to benefit from the favorable movement. No. There is only one derivative which lets you enjoy the market movement, that is option. Marigold company will be obligated to fulfill the forward contract in 3 months time, whereas the money market hedge could be traded on exchange. No. Money market hedge tradable nahi hota. It is not a tradable instrument. Okay. So any question? मनी मार्केट तो प्राइवेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है ना, खुद बनाते हैं। A company that has a $14 million loan with a variable interest rate has acquired a forwarded agreement with a financial institution that offered a 4.11, 2.85 and 2.35 spread. What would be the amount received from the financial institution under the term if the actual rate of interest is 3.75%? So first of all, it's a loan. So which rate you will lock in case of a loan? Higher rate. Borrowing rate will always be higher. So you have locked 2.85%. So guys, if interest rate moves to the mark 3.75, आपको gain होगा, आपको loss होगा. You have locked 2.85, market moves to 3.75. Boring है. Loan लेना है आपने. You have locked 2.85, market moves to 3.75. Gain है. 14 million into 3.75 minus 2.85. Gain है आपका, इतना gain आ गया. कितने months का gain है? कितने अर्से का लोन है? देखो 4/11 का मतलब 7 months. कैलकुलेट करें प्लीज, अमाउंट ऑफ गेन कैलकुलेट करें प्लीज, कैलकुलेट द गेन. प्लीज कैलकुलेट द गेन. नहीं, इसको ओपन कर लेना 14 मिलियन को. 14 million into 0.009 into 7 by 12, 73,500. 73,500. That's the gain. ठीक है. Okay, please read these comments of the examiner. Risk management. It continues to be the case that candidates are not strong on questions which feature derivatives. One specific example in this session was question testing the features of interest rate derivatives. There are a significant number of candidates believe future contracts allow you to benefit from a fall in interest rate. सिर्फ एक derivative है, there is only one derivative which allow you to take advantage of the market movement. That is option. Otherwise, in every derivative, position will be locked. A further question involved testing understanding of the four-way equivalence model. Future candidates should ensure they understand each of the relationships that make up this model. There are four theories. Number one is purchasing power parity. Number two is interest rate parity. Number three is international Fisher effect. Number four is क्या था number four? Do you remember? Expectation theory. Expectation theory. चार theories हैं four-way equivalence. You need to remember all these theories. These are very, very important. And every other attempt examiner will test this. When number of candidates were not able to identify which given situation would correctly use asset and liability management to hedge a transaction. Asset and liability management कब आपको help करती है? What is asset and liability management? If you want to hedge your position, ये जो होता है ना इकोनॉमिक रिस्क है, तो वहां एसेट एंड लायबिलिटी मैनेजमेंट आपकी हेल्प कर देती है, आपको बचा लेती है. कैसे? फॉर एग्जांपल you are facing economic risk from other country, so what you will do, आप बाहर एक एसेट बना लेते हैं जहां से आपको एक इनकम आती रहती है, तो उसकी इनकम के फ्लो से आपको आपका रिस्क क्या हो जाता है, कम हो जाता है. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. फिर इन अ फर्दर क्वेश्चन मेनी कैंडिडेट्स वर अनक्लियर ऑन व्हाट सिचुएशन गिव राइज टू बेसिस रिस्क फॉर द इंटरेस्ट रेट हेजिंग. बेसिस रिस्क आपको कब फेस करना पड़ता है? बेसिस रिस्क फेस करना पड़ता है, देखें देयर आर टू सिचुएशन ऑफ द बेसिस रिस्क. एक तो होता है फ्यूचर में, एक बेसिस रिस्क आता है फ्यूचर में, एक बेसिस रिस्क आता है इंटरेस्ट रेट हेजिंग में. इंटरेस्ट रेट hedging. If you are matching asset and liabilities and assets are linked with 3 months LIBOR and liabilities and assets are 6 month LIBOR, तो बीच में जो गैप आएगा उसको बेसिस रिस्क कहते हैं. अच्छा, एक बेसिस रिस्क होता है फ्यूचर में, वो क्या होता है? द डिफरेंस बिटवीन स्पॉट रेट एंड फ्यूचर रेट इज कॉल्ड द बेसिस रिस्क. इसको बेसिस रिस्क कहते हैं. ये आपको आइडिया होना चाहिए. लेट मी ओपन द बुक. एक सेकंड के 160 MCQs. Basis is spot rate minus future rate. That is basis. That is basis. Spot rate minus future rate. What is basis risk? If spot rate moves in one direction and future rate moves in another direction, that is basis risk. So what is basis? Basis is the difference between spot and future. And it's a concept that both will move in the same direction. But if the spot rate moves in one direction and the future rate moves in another direction, that risk is called the basis risk. And because of the basis risk, in future, hedge will not be perfect. Hedge क्या रहेगा? Imperfect रहेगा. ये reason है. ये दो बातें याद रखनी है. ठीक है? अच्छा ये करें, which two of the following derivatives instruments are characterized by a standard contract size? स्टैंडर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसमें होता है? स्टैंडर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसमें होता है? एनीवन? एक तो फ्यूचर में है, दूसरा दूसरा बताएं। ऑप्शन कौन सा ऑप्शन? विच ऑप्शन? एक्सचेंज ट्रेडेबल ऑप्शन। सो आंसर इज सी एंड एफ। सी एंड एफ, ये भी पढ़ें कमेंट्स। It continues to the case that candidates are not strong on question which feature derivative. One question, ये पढ़ लें प्लीज। One question, all candidates needed to use forward contracts on both income and expenses. तो इनकम वाला काइंड ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट वाला था और एक्सपेंस वाला काइंड ऑफ इंपोर्ट वाला था। Please read all these 4 paragraphs. हाँ जी, अब इसमें you have to learn one thing. If there is a comparison between forward and lead payment, lead means pay now. If there is a comparison of 6 months, forward answer तो 6 महीने बाद निकलेगा। लीड पेमेंट कहां से निकल जाएगा? अभी पे नाउ। So you have to add interest into it. For example, if you are in Pakistan and you have to pay $1 million, spot rate is 220 rupee per dollar. 6-month forward rate is 230 rupee per dollar. So forward का आंसर आ जाएगा, forward answer will be $1 million into 230 rupee over dollar, 230 million. And लीड पेमेंट का मतलब है अभी पे करो, पे नाउ। सो इसका आंसर आ जाएगा $1 million into 220 rupee per dollar, that is 220 million. अब आपको सर लीड पेमेंट करें, दीज आर नॉट कंपेरेबल। लीड पेमेंट तुम अभी कर रहे हो, यू आर डूइंग द लीड पेमेंट नाउ, एंड फॉरवर्ड यू आर पेइंग आफ्टर 6 months. तो हाउ टू कंपेयर? आपको इसमें इंटरेस्ट ऐड करना पड़ेगा 6 months का। ऐड इंटरेस्ट ऑफ 6 months, 1 plus इंटरेस्ट into 6/12. अदरवाइज बोथ आर नॉट कंपेरेबल। ये जो ये फॉरवर्ड है ये आफ्टर 6 months है। अगर तुमने सिर्फ 220 ले लिया तो ये आ जाए, इसके अंदर 6 महीने का इंटरेस्ट ऐड करना पड़ेगा लीड पेमेंट के लिए। If you want to compare the lead payment, you have to add the interest of 6 months into it. Okay. एक मिनट दे दो मुझे। So I'm copying the comments of another examiner report. Please read this. Read this. सेम बातें हैं, सेम। What should be the answer, guys? Which of the following is a description of gap exposure? Which of the following is a description of gap exposure? Gap exposure. The difference between the short-term and long-term interest rate. The difference between the amount of interest-sensitive asset and liabilities. The difference between spot interest rate and future interest rate. Difference between fixed and floating interest rates. B. B is the answer. Beta is the answer. Excellent. Beta is the answer. Beta is the answer. Okay, beta is the answer. अच्छा जी, नेक्स्ट में भी यही बातें हैं सारी। So I'm copying the comments from another report. Please read these three paragraphs immediately. आगे वाला भी देख लें। You should know the interested matching. Interested matching क्या होती है? जब आपके पास जब आप इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग एसेट्स और लाइबिलिटीज को आपस में मैच कर सके। इट इज ओनली पॉसिबल इन केस ऑफ बैंक स्पेशल, बिकॉज बैंक्स में लाइबिलिटीज भी इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग होती है और एसेट्स भी इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग होते हैं। प्लीज पढ़ लें ऑल द 4 लाइन 4 पैराग्राफ। So if I make a summary, what are the important areas जिसपे स्टूडेंट्स को मसले आते हैं? 4-way equivalence theories, future, option, comparison of forward and future, basis risk, FRA and forward. FRA होता है इंटरेस्ट रेट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, एंड खाली फॉरवर्ड रेट फॉरवर्ड होता है करेंसी में. Almost in every other question, examiner has tested these things. Almost in every other question. You need to revise these points again and again. ठीक है. So please take a picture of this. मैंने आपको मैंने सारी एग्जामिनर रिपोर्ट डिस्कस कर ली है, जितनी एग्जामिनर रिपोर्ट्स. There is no need of reading the examiner reports again for the risk management. बाकियों के लिए आप पढ़ लें. रिस्क मैनेजमेंट मैंने सारा करा दी. तो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज now it's the time to revise all these points. Four-way equivalence theories, future options, ये बुक से लाजमी पढ़ लें आप, या नोट से हमारे लाजमी पढ़ लें. ओके जी, कल थोड़ा लेंथी सेशन है. प्लीज टेक अ डे ऑफ फ्रॉम योर ऑफिस and do join us tomorrow for the cost of capital and business valuation. फर्स्ट हाफ में हम कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल करेंगे, सेकंड सेशन के अंदर उसी के अंदर सेकंड टाइम पर हम बिजनेस वैल्यूएशन कवर करेंगे. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन गाइस. टेक केयर. अल्लाह हाफिज. Kaplan, if you have done the Kaplan, I will say if you have time, do the BPP. Okay, let me tell you one thing. 1 मिनट दे दें. Do watch these two videos. MCQs discussion 1 and MCQs discussion 2. ये आपके उस पे अपलोडेड है. These are very, very important MCQs. Important MCQs discussion 1, important MCQs discussion 2. Okay. Plus, एक सेकंड रुकें. अच्छा जी, ये मैंने पास पेपर के एमसीक्यूज भी डिस्कस किया हुआ है, देखें. ये भी आप कर लें प्लीज. नो नो, इज इट नॉट फ्रॉम बीईपी. आप वीडियो देखेंगे तो आपको आइडिया हो जाएगा कहां से आएंगे. बाकी आपने जितनी वीडियोस अपलोडेड हैं इसके ऊपर वो लाजमी देखनी. रिवेन क्लासेस 1 2 3 4 भी देख लें प्लीज. ओके. बट और कुछ ना सही, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एमसीक्यूज डिस्कशन 1 and 2. Thank you so much guys. Take care. Allah Hafiz.